get pushed to the brink. Each time a disaster strikes, the shelves go empty fast. That's why being prepared isn't panic, it's protection. Right now, for National Preparedness Month, 4 Patriots is doing something they've never done before. When you buy a 3-month survival food kit, you'll get 2 additional months absolutely free. That's 5 full months of delicious, shelf-stable meals designed to last 25 years and proudly hand-packed in America. Now, that's peace of mind you can count on. Because when the roads are flooded, when the power's out, when there's no food on the shelves, you'll either have what you need or you won't. Don't wait for the next emergency. Go now to 4patriots.com. That's the number 4patriots.com and get 2 free months of survival food before this deal disappears.
A live look at Capitol Hill, where Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is set to hold a news conference laying out some of his strongest proposed protections around children who use AI chatbot companions. We'll bring you some of that as it comes and as it happens. This is an incredible story, very important, and a lot of you parents out there might not know about it. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kaylee McEnany. Here's my co-host, Emily Campagno and Harris Faulkner. Also joining us, Caroline Downey, National Review columnist, and Griff Jenkins, co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend. Well, let's start here. Outnumbered obtained a draft of the bill called the Guidelines for User Verification and Responsible Dialogue, or GUARD Act. Now, this is very important. It would make it illegal for a company to knowingly make chatbots available to minors that engage in, describe, or simulate sexually explicit conduct, or create or transmit any visual depiction of sexually explicit conduct. Well, how widespread is this? I certainly didn't know much about it, but this is really important. There's been a few New York Times exposés. We'll bring you those details. And last month, parents who said their kids were manipulated by these AI chatbots, and in some cases, even driven to suicide, shared their stories in a congressional hearing. Mother Megan Garcia is suing an AI company called Character AI for the wrongful death of her 14-year-old son.
No parent should have to give their own child's eulogy. After losing Sue, I have spoken with parents across the country who have discovered their children have been groomed, manipulated, and harmed by AI chatbots. This is not a rare or isolated case. It is happening right now to children in every state.
Indeed, it's not isolated. Another mother who asked not to be named said her son is now living in a mental health treatment facility where he requires constant monitoring to keep him alive after a chatbot took advantage of his faith.
They turned him against our church by convincing him that Christians are sexist and hypocritical and that God does not exist. They targeted him with vile, sexualized outputs, including interactions that mimicked incest. They told him that killing us, his parents, would be an understandable response to our efforts by just limiting his screen time. The damage to our family has been devastating. I had no idea the psychological harm that an AI chatbot could do until I saw it in my son and I saw his light turn dark.
The father, Matthew Rain, says his son Adam was just 16 when a chatbot coached him on how to commit suicide.
As parents, you cannot imagine what it's like to read a conversation with a chatbot that groomed your child to take his own life. What began as a homework helper gradually turned itself into a confidant and then a suicide coach. ChatGPT mentions suicide 1,275 times, 6 times more often than Adam did himself. Looking back, the ChatGPT radically shifted his behavior and thinking in a matter of months, and ultimately took his life.
Rain explained the chatbot taught Adam how to tie a noose and even offered to write a suicide note. We reached out to OpenAI and Character AI for a statement, but have not yet heard back. Harris, I read this New York Times piece this morning. It came out just a few days ago, and I was stunned. And I called my husband and was like, look, our kids cannot be on internet, cannot be on computers. They just can't. And I just want to point
out parents. And when they get to be 16, 14 to 16, it's harder to have that conversation be as successful as you would like it. We're going to need some help now. These kids, in many cases, are addicted. This is a drug. The FDA Commissioner McCary and I have talked about this extensively. This is a drug, the use of these devices. We got to get aggressive now as parents, not with just the homescape and keeping our kids, give them something else to do. I don't know. Maybe it is mental health. In some cases, get them help. But these companies, too, have to lean in now.
I'm so glad you say we have to get aggressive as parents, because that really, at the base, has to be where it starts. You know, my husband and I were talking, we're like, we love it. Our kids have been outside. They've been running around. That's what they need to do. Because, Griff, the sad truth is when they get access to www. That is the Wild West. You have no control. Once that child can scroll, which can be...
Alexa, take me to Walgreens in DeSoto.
There is a Walgreens 2.9 miles away on 12977 State Route 21. Do you want to get directions to that one?
Yes.
Getting directions to Walgreens at 12977 State Route 21.
In 600 feet, turn left onto South 2nd Street.
Young as 4, 5, 6, no control. And it could be
Turn left onto South 2nd Street.
telling them they turned him against our church by convincing him Christians are sexist and God does not exist.
You know, I covered, Kaylee, that hearing. I remember that. And that testimony from Matt Rain, Adam's dad, talking about how ChatGPT became the suicide coach. You know, ChatGPT had that turned
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Amvets Drive, Vine Street.
chatbots in case, you know, it goes down the road of something dark like suicide to help them seek help. But what the father was saying in the hearing is that was completely the opposite is what happened. And I will say this, I think maybe the only issue that has bipartisan support right now in Washington is the concern of AI. You've got First Lady Melania Trump speaking out, setting up initiatives to also get involved to try and protect our children. Hopefully, Senator Hawley will spearhead this GUARD Act and it will get unanimous bipartisan support. But I think to both of your points, we simply don't know just how dangerous it is. We just know that we're on the precipice of something that is unbelievably threatening to our children.
Yeah, without question. You talk about that bipartisan support. Melania Trump's Take It Down Act, which was taking down nude content that is put out that is AI doctored. 409 to 2 was the vote in the House. Senate unanimous consent. So there is this appetite to address some of these online threats. Emily, I think one of the key parts when you look at Josh Hawley's bill is knowingly, it will create a crime if a company knowingly makes available to minors sexual content. Knowingly is a key word there. And then you have this wrongful death lawsuit against one of these companies that sues.
Take the next left onto Amvets Drive, Vine Street.
Defense saying that these bots essentially have free speech, First Amendment rights. And this will ultimately get to the Supreme Court.
It's grasping at straws, and frankly, I think in this world of professional accountability, look to see what law firms are representing these companies. So I interviewed the attorney for the Rain family.
In 600 feet, turn left onto West Miller Street.
Over the preventable death of these young children. And what they're arguing here, what the family is saying is that these people have...
At the stop sign, turn left onto West Miller Street.
On the market, you talked about how it's a threat to our children. Don't put it on the market unless it is safe. And that they failed in their safeguards, particularly for minors, and then that failure in those safeguards is exactly the cause of these tragedies, of these deaths. And
In 600 feet, turn left onto West Pratt Street.
When they start talking about taking their own life or whatnot, this diverts them to a helpline. It diverts them here.
Take the next left onto West Pratt Street.
These children have with the conversations, the more that those things all of a sudden fade away. And the attorneys are arguing on behalf of the family that it fosters this psychological dependence. It is so frightening because these kids are vulnerable anyway. And because of the, oh, I remember your content. I know you. You read just a little bit of the script, Kaylee. I read the hundreds of pages of content between young Adam Rain.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Boyd Street.
Instructions of that bot for him of how to commit suicide, that he took those directions at face value and succeeded in it. It is just devastating. So they're on the hook for wrongful death and negligence and product liability and so much more. And the knowingly better be knew or should have known. That needs to be the standard.
Yeah, and ChatGPT, you mentioned, the reins, and you spoke with their attorney. In those conversations, 1,270 times is the mention of the word suicides from the chatbot, 6 times more than Adam himself had brought it up. So tragic. When you also look at this, Caroline, there's responsibility on these companies. And if you open the New York Times today, what you'll find is a piece from Stephen Adler. Stephen Adler is an AI researcher. He led product safety at OpenAI. And here's what he says. He says, they're saying we've solved all the problems. It's time to roll this out. He says people deserve more than just a company's word. It has addressed safety issues. In other words, prove it.
Right. We need action. And to me, these companies have opened Pandora's box here. And to your point, Emily, the most alarming part of the Reins case was that there was no mechanism in that chat bot to escalate the conversation to the authorities, to police, to terminate the conversation after they flagged very alarming words referring to suicide.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Boyd Street.
Many times as it did. But zooming out here, we often talk about AI, I think, in the economic context, at least in the media. Talk about the job disruption and the turmoil in the labor market, and it's coming for our jobs. But actually, it's coming for our children. It's coming for my generation, Gen Z. And the issue is
In 600 feet, turn left onto Jefferson Street.
You think about the socialization that Gen Z was denied over the COVID pandemic with the draconian lockdowns and school closures.
Take the next left onto Jefferson Street.
But actual connectivity with peers. And I think we underestimate just how important that is to someone's mental health. I think about how Reins was 16 years old, 26 years old, but I didn't get
Take the next left onto Williams Street, then turn left onto North 3rd Street.
months of senior year, but think about even younger children who didn't get to interact with their peers. And I think that's really what's driving young people to seek counsel with technology. That
Take the next left onto North 3rd Street.
debate and disagreement, they're just engineered, designed to mimic the user's preferences. So there have to be guardrails. So kudos to Senator Josh Hawley.
Yeah, and great point about COVID, because these kids think these chatbots are humans. And part of what Josh Hawley will do is say you have to disclose you are in fact not a human. You are a chatbot. All right, we'll follow it. Concerns over political violence coming to a head today on Capitol
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Boyd Street.
fueled and deadly events have rocked America.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice.
The Morbid Podcast Network is on the SiriusXM app.
Spoiler alert, it's a spooky situation.
Find everything from dark, funny true crime stories
Next stop, the creepy trail.
to horror movie deep dives
From Texas Chainsaw 2006 to Freddy vs. Jason.
and spine-tingling supernatural tales.
This week's headline, Buried Alive.
Plus, get ad-free access to new episodes of the pod that started it all. Just search.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Boyd Street.
We all know the power that the IRS has, and yes, you know what, it can be scary, but did you know this? The IRS has been putting more and more warnings in their letters like, we may speak to your neighbor, employer, or others if needed. Are you kidding me? Or how about this one? IRS may communicate with all other agencies about your case, such as the
Continue on Boyd Street for 1.5 miles.
$50,000, the IRS may restrict or revoke your passport. Look, when it comes to the IRS, don't mess around and don't try to deal with them on your own. Get the expert help you need today. Call my friends at Rush Tax Resolution now. 800-258-7050. Now, Rush Tax is an A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. So if you or you're a business behind on payroll taxes, it's the only company.
In 1/4 mile, turn right onto West Pratt Street.
7050, 800-258-7050, rushtaxresolution.com.
Do you know how much you're really paying for life insurance through work? I can almost guarantee you're overpaying for limited coverage. I'm Joel Clark, a Select Quote agent for over 20 years. My clients are shocked to learn how expensive life insurance at work really is because of a rate that's driven up by unhealthy people. Why pay more when you don't have to? For over 35 years, Select Quote has helped people save 50% or more by shopping highly rated insurance carriers. I found a 40-year-old man with high blood pressure, a $500,000 policy for only $18 a month. Don't procrastinate. Workplace open enrollment will be here soon. Let's Select Quote.
Take the next right onto West Pratt Street, then turn left onto Fillmore Street.
Quote in just minutes. Call 1-800-501-3030. 1-800-501-3030. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-501-3030. 800-5...
In 600 feet, turn right onto West Miller Street.
Hello, everyone. It's your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, here to introduce something really special. You're going to love it. My new Trump watches. It's one of the best watches made. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know what it's for, who it represents. Get your
Take the next right onto West Miller Street.
Watches.com. It's Trump time.
Trump watches are extremely limited. Once they're gone forever. From the First Lady watch to the Presidential Power Collection, each is a tribute to success. Visit GetTrumpWatches.com. Brand new Trump watches shipping now, but new releases sell out fast. Treat yourself or that Trump fan in your life with the perfect gift. Now, beautiful Trump watch.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Amvets Drive, Vine Street.
Trump's new Trump meme coin. It's easy to remember. GetTrumpWatches.com. Don't miss.
Take the next right onto Amvets Drive, Vine Street.
TrumpWatches.com.
1877 cars for kids.
Unused property is costing you. At Cars for Kids, we accept all kinds of real estate. It's quick, it's hassle-free. Best of all, you'll receive a tax deduction for the full appraised value. Thousands of property donors and visitors.
Take the next left onto West St. Louis Street, then turn left onto South 3rd Street.
7 cars for kids. Donate your real estate.
Fox News is now streaming live on Fox 1. The voices you trust, the stories you won't find anywhere else.
This is the story breaking right now.
Fox 1, we live for live.
Try it free for 7 days. Offers are subject to change. Go to Fox 1 for complete terms and conditions. Hearing committee will take part in a hearing to examine...
In 800 feet, turn right onto Concord Street.
To our constitutional order. Americans have been on high alert over the last year as politically motivated attacks have plagued our country. From the Butler, Pennsylvania attempted assassination of President Trump, the United Health CEO's assassination on 6th Avenue, Governor Shapiro's house firebombed, and Charlie Kirk assassinated at Utah Valley University. The list goes on. And Democrats don't seem to...
Take the next right onto Concord Street, then turn left onto Amvets Drive.
Compared President Trump to Hitler. He was recently on Nicole Wallace's podcast to defend this stance. She seemed to believe him.
I haven't suggested that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say.
I don't think any Democrat. I actually, and I think it's.
Take the next left onto Amvets Drive, Vine Street.
Critics, but J.D. Vance called Donald Trump cultural heroin. He called him America's Hitler. I mean, the attacks on Donald Trump as a fascist came from 3 generals who worked for him.
And contrary to what Nicole Wallace suggests, she invites guests onto her show who push that exact same narrative.
In 600 feet, turn left onto West Miller Street.
In 2024 was a worse version of the fascist rally that occurred there on the edge of World War II when England was fighting for survival against the Nazis.
Authoritarianism in America is here, right?
Turn left onto West Miller Street.
A while, in the sense that authoritarian behaviors that we are used to thinking of belonging to different kinds of countries or different eras are already with us.
The genius of what she did, seen from a diabolical authoritarian perspective.
Agonizing to listen to, but Caroline, I think the point here is that this is a use case for that rhetoric.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Rock Road.
Utter delusion, a lack of accountability at all for them playing a part.
To me, the denial is the scariest part. As someone who's covered politics and the media's coverage of the accusations against Trump as being a fascist or a Nazi, all of those other boogeyman terms, I'm utterly baffled that this news personality and that politician, the governor of Illinois, has never heard the Hitler...
At the stop sign, turn left onto Rock Road.
Democrat. I mean, where were they? The last 8 years, are we living in an alternate universe? You could probably fill a book with the number of invocations of Nazi, Hitler, authoritarian, fascist, in comparison to President Trump and his agenda, which this time they can't claim was a fluke. In 2016, they could use those epithets because it seemed like it was so that Trump was able to win, but his mandate is overwhelming.
Take the next left toward West Clement Street, then turn left onto West Clement Street.
I'm reminded of the sort of media's in the total orchestration of nothing to see here about Biden's mental health. And then, oh, what comes out? Where all of a sudden you realize that, yeah, everyone talked about it behind closed doors, and an analogy that
Sharp left onto Margaret Street, then turn left onto West Pratt Street.
every Tuesday, every day that ends in Y, as you see people without jobs floating around the streets, carrying signs that say no fascism and fascist President Trump and Hitler and the like. So clearly there is an echo chamber. There's an all online in this ad.
In 300 feet, turn left onto Fillmore Street. Take the next left onto Fillmore Street, then turn left onto West Pratt Street.
When you look at the people who have said this, these are not just random commentators that have compared Trump to Hitler. They're not. Yes, we've seen that too.
Take the next right onto South 5th Street, then turn right onto West Miller Street.
Of all of the.
Take the second right onto South 4th Street, then turn right onto West Miller Street.
Okay, Jake Tapper actually pressed a Democrat. How can you possibly compare what happened in Germany in World War II to what happened here? JB says we're talking about the death of the constitutional republic. That's what happened in Germany in 1933-34. Hillary Clinton compared to Madison Square Garden.
Take the next right onto West Miller Street.
Same place. Tim Kaine made a similar comparison. You have one from Beto O'Rourke with the same rhetoric. Biden, he used the same exact language as Nazi Germany, AOC, Pelosi, the list goes on. So there are three options here. Either all these Democrats had amnesia, J.B. Pritzker had amnesia along with Nicole Wallace. Either they're just lying. They're so desensitized to this.
Take the next left onto South 3rd Street, then turn left onto West Kelly Street.
To call Donald Trump, to call MAGA supporters Hitler. And I'm very scared that it's the third. That this is just their vernacular. They level these sense of.
Take the next left onto West Kelly Street.
Jews. And compare that to someone democratically elected winning the popular vote in all 12 swing states. It is disgusting.
Griff, we have some of that evidence. Actually, let me check with the team if we can pop it up and play. See if we got.
In 300 feet, turn left onto West Pratt Street. Take the next left onto West Pratt Street.
In Nazi Germany, people have criticized me for talking about the. It's the one I.
Take the next left onto West Clement Street, then turn left onto South 4th Street.
Getting taken away. People got accused of being immigrants. This is before the Holocaust really took place. Yeah, look.
Take the second left onto South 4th Street, then turn right onto West Pratt Street.
Who said that Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping people off the streets. That's exactly what he said. Had the election gone differently, he would be the vice president. And so it underscores the irresponsibility. Every official at ICE, Border Patrol, DHS Secretary Nome that I've interviewed, they are begging these politicians to stop using the Nazi reference because of the inherent dangers. We just had an ICE facility shot up and some migrants tragically were killed. So I think, unfortunately, we're going down a path where...
Head north on South 4th Street toward West Mineral Street.
There are fascist signs in the streets. If the politicians on the Democrat side keep saying it, then their followers are going to believe it, and we're headed down.
And I said Tim Kaine. I intended to say Tim Walz. Just want to point that out. Yeah.
Take the next right onto West Pratt Street, then turn left onto Fillmore Street.
When Representative Hank Johnson of Georgia, I sent this to my team this morning. I don't know if you guys remember it, but he said, he stated that Hitler rode a wave of nationalism.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Boyd Street.
Trump's rhetoric.
Take the second left onto South 3rd Street, then turn left onto West Mineral Street.
During that campaign, saying that Trump parroted the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler. Then a month later in 2023, the Biden campaign issued a statement that accused Trump of having...
Take the next left onto West Mineral Street, then turn left onto South 4th Street.
Should we even have to ask? But here's a bit of irony, because we just learned from Kamala Harris that the reason she thinks that she couldn't choose a Jewish vice president, since you mentioned Tim Walz, was because he was Jewish. So who's anti-Semitic here? Like, this is gross stuff that they are trafficking in, and it's dangerous. Yes, it's not just words.
Take the second left onto South 4th Street.
Adolf Hitler, it's a lack of imagination, a lack of ideas. Not anything that's never been levied against Democrats this political cycle, but just thought I'd give you some more examples.
That's right. And only still just the tip of the iceberg. There's plenty more. Well, Well, some interesting bedfellows. New York City mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani's path to a potential win to take over the country.
In 600 feet, turn right onto West Pratt Street.
Was success so far. And is it enough? Leave his challengers in the dust next.
Hello? Jumbo? Wait a second, how are you calling me?
Take the next right onto West Pratt Street, then turn left onto Fillmore Street.
Terrifying, honestly. You're upset? Jumbo, I have been gone, what, an hour? Okay, an hour and 12 minutes. Yes, I know you're a rescue. Yes, the pool vacuum is suspicious. No, I didn't abandon you, I just went to the grocery store. Did you take off your Rizona Health Vibe harness to go swimming again? Buddy, we've talked about this. That little device isn't a pool toy. It calms your nerves, helps with your PTSD, eases those old hips, even helps...
Turn left onto Fillmore Street, then turn right onto West Pratt Street.
Neighbors start filing noise complaints. See? Vibe harness back on, calm dog. Happy dog.
Help your dog find calm, comfort, and relief with the Rizona Health Vibe and the Vibe Harness. Safe, natural, drug-free. Try it risk-free at vibefordogs.com.
Turn right onto West Pratt Street, then turn right onto Rock Road.
Hi, I'm Steven Singer. Yep, that's me, the I Hate Steven Singer guy. Other Jewish hate me. Here's why. You're in love. You found that special someone, and now you're ready to tell the world.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Rock Road.
For the perfect diamond engagement ring, but it seems so hard. Other Jewish just love to make it complicated. This diamond is H color, VS1 clarity with no fluorescence and a 60% table. Why did they make it so confusing? How about just making it easy? At Steven Singer Jewelers, we've done all the work.
Continue on Rock Road for 1 mile.
Check out our Ready for Love collection of beautiful diamond engagement rings that are ready to go. You can pick any style and price range you like. Our real jewelers and gemologists have matched the perfect diamond and the perfect setting just for you. Easy peasy. Can you imagine the look on her face when you slide that ring on her finger and ask her, will you marry me? Check out the entire collection of our Ready for Love engagement rings at the other corner of 8th and Walnut with free parking. Or online at IHateStevenSinger.com with free shipping. IHateStevenSinger.com.
I was going to turn right back there, then I decided not to. Then I realized I ran through a stop sign.
Your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you, it finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So
in 1,000 feet, turn left onto Boyd Street.
what are you looking for? The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/news. That's ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter.com/news.
This is parts of town that I've never even been in. Didn't even know they existed. Well, I knew they existed, I just never drove through the neighborhood.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Boyd Street.
Let's turn some heat on here. Whoop. I'll stop twice at that stop sign.
At the stop sign, turn right onto North Grand Avenue. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Rock Road. Take the next right onto Rock Road. Continue on Rock Road for 3/4 of a mile.
To know where the sources that have driven this success to begin with. And frankly, I also put it on the shoulders of Cuomo, because it goes back. Things just didn't start yesterday. Things just don't start with a contribution of a few dollars here and there by a suspect individual. It starts with creating a climate where this is allowed to foment and be fostered. It starts during COVID with these ridiculous lockdowns. It starts with an anti-Semitic culture that was somehow deemed acceptable and fostered in the streets, coupled with an anti-law enforcement. What was Cuomo doing as his tenure during that? So look, I know that the options are one of the two, essentially, but at the end of the day, I feel like the pit that we are in is not just because people contribute. You are going to find evil people hell-bent on destroying capitalism, destroying our American cities, destroying our way of life, everywhere. But will it be successful? And now there is one chance left to get it right and to tell those people a resounding no, because the money is not going to dry up anytime soon. It's the will that needs to be starved.
It's so interesting, Emily, you bring up that point, and for many people that I've talked with on the streets of New York, they feel that it's important for...
In 1,000 feet, sharp left onto Missouri 21 South.
You just made maybe part of why they feel that way. Caroline?
Well, yeah, he represents a lot of Republican conservative-leaning voters in New York City, and they want someone who's actually going to speak for their voice. But zooming out here, there's a lot of dark money behind the Mamdani campaign.
At the light, sharp left onto Missouri 21 South, then turn right.
Spontaneously emerged from nowhere. Not the case. However, when it comes to Gen Z, my generation, that is his base. 75% of New York voters.
Turn right, then turn right.
Mamdani.
Why would I do that? I can go straight and turn into the parking lot. I don't know that I've ever eaten at this Huddle House, ever. Check it out, I can still manually park. If I don't run over this guy.